In this video, we're going to take a look at a demonstration of the Positrak catalog. So when you're in point of sale, just click the catalog button. The catalog will open up overlaid on top of point of sale. You can begin a vehicle lookup by typing in a VIN number if you'd like, but I'm going to step through the year, make, model, and engine here to show a few things. So I'll click year. That'll show me the makes. And just to point out here that the makes are separated by automotive and heavy duty first, and then heavy duty only after that, just to make it a little easier to sort through the common lookups without having to sort through also all the heavy duty makes there. So I'll click on Chevrolet, and I just want to point out here that the models are grouped by car, truck, van, and then medium and heavy duty truck after that. I'll click on Malibu, and now I'm at my engine selection. I can double click on one of these engines to go straight to it. I can click on the engine and click continue, or I can also choose I don't know if you're not sure if the customer doesn't know what the engine is for certain. But I will click that, click continue. And now I'm at the part group selection. Now you can type in immediately here. You can, up at quick search, you can start typing and it will pull up all the categories as you're typing. It'll search those, or you can poke through the categories. But before we do that, I do want to point out one thing here. You can, on the vehicle selection up here, you can click on any level and it will take you back. So if I want to change the year to say 2015, I can click on that. It will take me back. I can select 2015 and it will retain everything that it can, all the way through the engine. Now if the engine changes, obviously it's going to drop you here like it has to me at the engine selection again. So I will select the engine, continue, and I'm going to start by going through and something simple. Let's just look at oil filter. So on this last level of categories, you can single click and you'll see your selections come out over here on the right side, and then get results, or you can double click to go straight to that single part type. And here are your results. I'll just kind of go left to right here just to show you. On the left here, you have a couple of filter panels. These will help you drill down your results to specifically what you're looking for. There's a way to show on hand only. The sort by default is by on hand, so it shows your on hand values at the top. You can also change that to be an alphabetical sort by line code. This lookup doesn't matter so much, but there will be position filters. We'll look at that too as we go along and look at some other applications. But then kind of in the center here, you've got your results. You've got a thumbnail image. You can click on the More Info button to pull up a larger picture and more specifications and stuff from there. I'll X to close that. The quantity is what you have on hand. The sell price that comes up there is the sell price configured for the customer that you had in point of sale when you started the catalog lookup. The green numbers are the numbers that you have in stock. The blue numbers are numbers that you're out of, or it's an NS or non-stocking number. The kind of orange color here indicates that you have an alternate available for it. And we'll look at those some more in a minute. On the far right side, you've got two different options for adding to invoice. There's an Add to Invoice button. That takes you straight to the invoice. So if I click that, it drops me here at point of sale where I can preview the price and the quantity, and enter will add it on the invoice. But let me demonstrate the other option for you. You can also, if you prefer to stay within the catalog, you can use this cart button, and that will add it to a cart here within the catalog so that you don't have to exit the catalog quite yet. So if you want to add another part type, look up another vehicle, you can continue doing that. And I'll add another number just to show you what it does. So once you have that in the cart, you can click the cart button at the top right. There are the numbers that you've added, and you can use this button down at the bottom right to post to invoice. And that will dump those parts directly to the invoice. And of course, every time you go back to the catalog, until you finalize this invoice or clear invoice, if you click on catalog, it will take you back to where you left off. So I can click that cart button again to toggle back to the results. Now, from this point, I can do a couple things. I can use the new button for a new vehicle, or I can hit the back button to go back to the part categories. I'm going to add another part type here just to show you something. So get results. It groups the part types. So if you have multiple parts to display, there's a couple things going on here. Number one, when you have more than one, this kind of parts to display panel pops out on the right just to show you what all you have. If you only have one part type selected or part group, that is collapsed just to not be in the way, to give you a little more room to read your results. But if you have more than one, that will display. You can certainly hide it if you prefer. And you can also filter, just like the filters on the left side, you can click these to hide or display that part group. So the part types are, again, they are grouped. So you see the red heading here by air filter, and then if you scroll down, the oil filters are below that. And the sort of the on-hand quantity sorts within each group. So within the oil filters, you see the on-hand quantities here are at the top, and the non-stockings are at the bottom. Now, just to show you one other thing before we go any further, there is a warehouse availability button where you can check stock at your warehouse here right from point of sale. So I'll just click on one of these numbers, check availability. That will check stock. It'll show you the total quantity of all your suppliers, what they have in stock. You can get more detail if there's more than one location from your vendor. You can click on that and you can get a more detailed breakdown of where they are located at. Let's go back and do a new car, and I want to show you a little more of the filtering options over here on the left side. So this time I'm going to do a 2004 Ford F-150. Double click on the engine. And this time, instead of going through the categories, I'll just start typing. And I'm going to look at universal joint. Now you can see here a large number of results that can be tricky to go through. You've got four-wheel drive here, four-wheel drive, different positions, front drive shaft at transfer case, and so on. There's a rear-wheel drive there. So you can use these filters over on the left. They're especially helpful when you've got so many results. You can see there's 46 on this application. But if I'm looking directly for the at rear axle, I can check that filter, and that drops my results that I got to sort through from 46 down to 5. So that makes it a lot easier to deal with those. And you can use combinations of filters like drive type here. If we're just looking for the rear wheel drive, I can click on that, and I can drop those results even down closer to help me find what I'm looking for. One thing that is new with the Positrak catalog is a power sports lookup. So this toggle button up here at the top left, you can click that. It's of course on automotive and heavy duty by default, but if you click that, you'll see it switch to power sports. And let's just look up a 2018. We'll go with a Kawasaki. And the power sports catalog has ATVs, off-road motorcycles, watercraft, street motorcycles, and utility vehicles. I'll look up this mule here. Continue on the engine. And let's just let's look up a battery. Get results. And there you go. So there's a lot of different stuff you can look up on that, on the Power Sports catalog. So another big part of the catalog is the history. So at the top right here, we've got a history button. And the history is stored on every lookup that you do, not only on your terminal, but on all terminals. So if you go to a different workstation, you can come in the history and find out what you were looking at. Not only does it look at the vehicle, not only does it store the vehicle that you were looking at, it also stores the part types that you looked up on that vehicle, even down to the date and time that you looked that up. So you can, from the history, you can start a new lookup, or if you want to go right back to where you left off, you can hit, you can check the part type that you were looking at, hit the Get Catalog Results button, and you're right there where you left off. So that's all for this demo of the Positrak catalog. I will say that this is the 2023 version of the catalog. This was released in early 2023. So if you're a Positrak user already and your catalog doesn't look like this, you might just need to be updated. So give us a ring and we'll get you up to date and let you check out the new catalog.